Once upon a time, there lived a very beautiful girl named Cody. Cody lived with her parents in a very small village. Cody's mother was once the most pretty woman in the village, who was the delight of many, as all the eligible bachelors in the village wanted her for a wife. Cody's father was considered the luckiest man in the village to have married Cody's mother, as not even the prince of the village was able to win her heart. Cody grew up to be more beautiful than her mother, and was admired by all the maidens in the village. Cody once noticed a huge snake staring right at her as she was walking home from the stream. She had never seen a snake that large in her whole life, so she was afraid. Cody let out a high-pitched cry and closed her eyes in terror as the snake moved slowly toward her. The snake had disappeared by the time she opened her eyes, and Cody fled in terror back home. When Cody arrived home and told her mother what had happened, the mother consoled her, happy that her daughter had not suffered any harm. As days turned into weeks, strange occurrences began to take place. Once Cody was about to step on a venomous scorpion when the snake appeared out of nowhere, hissing loudly to alert her. Cody caught sight of the dangerous scorpion and the snake hissing in front of her. She went back home because she was so terrified. Cody was consumed by the image of the serpent and pondered what it desired from her. When night fell, Cody went to bed and dreamed of being a snake. She saw herself moving and hissing beside the snake she had always seen in the bushes. It was a very scary dream. She hurried to her mother's room after having a terrifying dream, telling her everything. Reassuring her that it was all just a dream, her mother consoled her. When Cody went to the forest the following evening to gather firewood, the snake emerged in front of her. She was so terrified that she fled a short way before realizing that the tree branch above her had fallen to the ground, narrowly missing her. Cody looked back at the snake and saw that it had silently moved away from her, causing no harm. Cody, bewildered, chose to follow the snake, as it was obvious that it was there to keep her safe and not to hurt her. Silently, she followed the snake as it led her to its cave. Cody fled home in terror because she lacked the bravery to approach the snake. Little did she realize that someone had followed them from behind. A young woman in the village by the name Chioma heard Cody scream loudly and hurried to see what it was. Curiosity compelled Chioma to follow Cody and the enormous snake as they gazed at one another from a distance. She wanted to know what relationship Cody and the snake shared. Chioma then decided to spread rumors in the village, saying that Cody had some dark powers that made her control snakes, and that she suspected her of being a snake also. She related to the villagers how Cody was rescued from a falling beech of a tree by the forest path by a snake. Cody's rumors spread like wildfire around the village very quickly. There were murmurs and quiet talks, and some of the people started to doubt Cody. Some questioned whether Cody was allied with evil forces, while others said Chioma was just making a last-ditch effort to malign Cody out of jealousy. Nevertheless, this did not stop the village's young men from pursuing Cody's hand in marriage. The men were all blinded by Cody's beauty, as she was by far the most beautiful maiden in the village. A young man named Osondu came to ask for Cody's hand in marriage. Osondu was a very handsome farmer and has a very big farm that supply crops to the village and many other neighboring villages. Following their meeting at the recently finished event, he has been spending time getting to know Cody. Since Osondu had committed to marrying her, Cody had turned down all of the proposals for marriage from other suitable men in the area. A date for the marriage introduction was arranged after Osondu met with Cody's parents and relatives to announce his wish to wed Cody. Osondu was all Cody could have ever imagined, so she daydreamed about living her life with him. When the day of the marriage introduction finally arrived, Cody was stunning and a ravaging beauty. Everyone gathered to witness the marriage ceremony when suddenly the huge snake slithered into their midst, scaring everyone away, including Osondu, who never spoke to Cody again. This broke Cody, as the whole village avoided her, believing she had some connection with some dark forces. Cody ran away from her village to live with her mother's best friend, who was her godmother living in the neighboring village. Cody could not take any more of the events in her village, so this was a fantastic way for her to get away. Cody discussed the enormous snake and how it destroyed her life with her godmother. Then her godmother devised a scheme to get rid of the snake before it could do even more damage to Cody's life. Following their return to Cody's village, Cody showed her godmother the location of the snake's cave. Since the snake was quite asleep, Cody and her godmother went up to it in silence. Cody then raised her knife and tried to plunge the knife into the head of the snake when it suddenly woke up and beat the godmother, scaring Cody, who mistakenly slit her hand with a knife, spilling her blood all over the snake. The snake changed, much to the surprise of everyone, turning into a gorgeous girl who resembled Cody in a matter of seconds, as its scales vanished and became human skin. Cody looked at the girl in shock, her heart racing. She went home to tell her mother how the enormous snake changed into a female that resembled her perfectly, because she could not comprehend why the girl looked so much like her. Then Cody's mother told her that after giving birth to Cody, everyone was celebrating until she suddenly felt the need to push. She pushed again, and this time a snake slithered out, frightening everyone in the room. Cody's mother took the snake to the forest and abandoned it there, as she didn't want anyone in the village to find out about what had happened. Overwhelmed with emotions, Cody and her mother returned to the forest to find the girl. When they arrived at the forest, they saw the girl, who looked frightened and confused. Beside her, Cody's godmother had become strange. She had gone insane and started revealing startling things to Cody and her mother. She disclosed that something that belonged to Cody was taken by her mother many years ago. She told Cody, "I was in love with a man who fell madly in love with your mother, and your mother and I were the best of friends. When I learned that your mother was expecting you, I went to a wicked juju priest to convert your mother's unborn child into a snake out of jealousy. Little did we know that your mother was pregnant with twins. When your mother gave birth, I thought the charm did not work as she had a healthy baby. I had no idea that one of her kids had turned out to be a snake. It was only when you informed me about the snake that had been appearing to you in the forest that I became aware of this. My juju man told me that snake was your mother's second kid when I visited him." The godmother of Cody exclaimed, "I then made the decision to devise a scheme to kill the snake in order to hide my tracks." She had been driven insane, and Cody thought her godmother's insanity was a result of her sister's metamorphosis. That was how Cody realized that the snake that she had been seeing in the forest was her twin sister. They got to know each other better, and Cody's twin then revealed to her the reason why she did everything within her power to end Cody's marriage with Osandu. Osandu and his friends had bet that he would marry Cody, and he did everything in his power to win both his bet and Cody's heart. Cody's twin had to step in to protect her sister from harm, because she knew that if she permitted the marriage to go through, Cody would live a life of suffering and shame. Cody gave her twin sister a big embrace and apologized as soon as she heard this. Her heart hurt for her sister, for all the suffering and loneliness she must have had as a snake. The whole village was astonished by the turn of events, and Cody's twin sister was welcomed into the family with open arms. The village was in awe at the amazing story of Cody and her long-lost twin, the snake who changed into a girl, and the two of them lived happily ever after. This story teaches us that malevolence never goes away from a person. We must learn to control our envy so that it doesn't destroy other people's life. Avoid plotting evil against others because you can end up living a lifetime of regretting what you did. I hope you enjoyed the story. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It helps us to grow our channel and get motivated to continue to serve you better. I'll see you in our next story. Bye.